count on LEX 18 News.
Breaking news out of Western Kentucky. 2 helicopter crash involving the 101st Airborne Division near Fort Campbell Army Base late last night. We've got your latest. Plus, protesters of Senate Bill 150 have been released from the Franklin County Jail after speaking out at the state capitol yesterday against the bill critics say is anti-LGBTQ. And with Women's History Month coming to a close, we are highlighting a viral social media post showing the historic representation of ladies in Fayette County's judicial system. A new half hour of LEX 18 News at sunrise kicks off right now. It's 6 a.m. Rise and shine. It's a great morning. It's Thursday, March the 30th. I'm Dia Davidson, joined by meteorologist Tom Ackerman with a look at the forecast.
Looking good today. Sunshine, low 60s.
Good evening, I'm Adam Longo. Historic breaking news coming out of New York. A grand jury votes to indict a former president. The news at 7 starts right now. After nearly 35 hours, a standoff in Fairfax ends as the suspect finally surrenders to police. Who is Brittany Copeland and what charges is she facing tonight? We're getting answers.
Not only do we have rain on the way, but some big time wind. I'll show you where a high wind watch is in effect and what you need to know as we head into the weekend.
The Washington Nationals opening their season today with a home game against the Atlanta Braves. Charlotte McBride is covering the action at Nats Park. Deeper context on the big stories and the good news happening in the DMV. This is the Thursday edition of WUSA 9 News at 7. And the news at 7 begins with breaking news. The historic indictment of President Donald Trump. A New York grand jury found there is enough evidence to indict former President Trump in the case of an alleged hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels that unfolded during the 2016 presidential campaign. Got some live images to show you here from the courthouse in New York City.
This is a WTWO News special report.
Good morning. I'm Dana Winklepleck. We do want to get you up to speed on some breaking news we've been following from Sullivan, Indiana and Robinson, Illinois. Multiple people are dead and devastation has been left behind in those communities after last night's severe weather. Officials in Crawford County, Illinois, giving a briefing really soon. We're going to go to that briefing as soon as we can. But first, we want to talk a little bit more about what happened. Actually, we can go to the briefing now, so let's see what they have to say.
In Robinson, where last night we experienced a catastrophic tornado on the east side of our community. And I want to first thank everybody in this room, the folks in this room that are all with us here today, the first responders, police, fire, emergency services that were on the scene minutes after.
After a weekend dealing with devastating loss from Friday's tornadoes, communities all across Indiana tonight are trying to figure out how to rebuild their homes and their lives. Tonight, the scope of the storm has grown even larger. We now know 17 tornadoes touched down Friday.
From WBKO News, local first now. This is Midday Live.
Hello there, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 30th. I'm Kelly Austin.
And I'm Raquel Dominguez. Thank you so much for joining us here on Midday Live.
Well, a beautiful day.
Yes.
And it's starting to warm up, which
April is Donate Life Month, and now there's a call being put.
ABC 6 News at 6:30 starts right now with weather first.
It's mild, but not for much longer. We move through the next hour or so. We're going to.
Plus, more people are moving to Bay County, and local leaders are working on solutions to help stop the strain on public resources.
Live from WJHG, this is News Channel 7 at 10.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nisa Wilkins. Welcome to News Channel 7 at 10. In Walton County, more than $100,000 worth of cocaine washed up on the beach. Deputy.
Coming up on KJCT News, municipal elections just days away. Some mailed-in ballots are already back to the city, but some people say that they've never got their ballot to begin with. Plus, wildfire season right around the corner. We'll talk about what the state is doing to help with mitigation. The news starts now.
On your side, working for you. You're watching KJCT News 8 at 5:30.
And we're starting tonight off with a live look over the Grand Valley. Clouds still out there, plenty of dark clouds too, but we still do have some of that sunshine poking through. Although not quite as warm as yesterday out there, and don't mention the wind today. I mean, that was making it quite a bit chillier for us too.
Coming up, municipal elections are a few days away. We have reports of residents not receiving their ballots.
Plus, the latest on former President Trump's indictment.
And millions coming to Colorado for wildfire mitigation efforts.
On your side, working for you. You're watching KKCO 11 News at 6.
Election day fast approaching. Some Grand Junction voters, though, asking themselves why they didn't receive their mail-in ballots.
Yeah, KKCO News reporter Christian Cita is working for you to find out why.
Voters are scrambling to make sure they're...
How you can help his family. I'm tracking our next warm-up. Coming up, find out how long this one will last and where we might see more water on the rise in my first alert forecast.
Live, streaming, and on the KUTV app. This is KUTV 2 News at 10.
It's emotional because it's like, you never know what can happen. Just going to pick up someone from school.
Tonight, a Utah woman is pleading for all of us to pay more attention out on the roads. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Heidi Hatch.
And I'm Jim Spiewak. So after a car crash involving her family and nearly ending in tragedy, Daniel Woodruff is live in Tooele County tonight. So Daniel, a very scary situation.
Yeah, just down on this highway. Now at 10, Lori Vallow Daybell's son testifies in her murder trial. What he had to say about the day his siblings went missing. Plus, Governor Spencer Cox declaring a state of emergency as flooding and flood risk continue to be a concern as that snow melts. And
I thought it was one of the kindest things that someone could do.
A local family donating hundreds of thousands of dollars tonight to the Highland City Foundation. What their donation will go towards.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to the ABC4 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight we are hearing from Lori Vallow Daybell's only living child, Colby Ryan, the 27-year-old testifying in her murder trial today.
ABC4's Courtney Johns joining us live in studio with the details.
Live, streaming, and on the ABC 3340 app. This is Good Morning Alabama.
Good morning, Alabama. It's 5 o'clock this Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Stoney Sharp.
And I'm Sarah Snyder. It's Friday. We're glad you're here. Made it to the end of the week. Thank goodness.
Live, streaming, and on the ABC 3340 app. This is ABC 3340 News at 11.
Taking a live look outside as we head into the lunch hour. Still some rain around, but it's mostly moving out of our area.
Live, streaming, and on the ABC 3340 app. This is ABC 3340 News Weekend.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
The community of Dadeville is in mourning tonight. You're taking a look at video from the crime scene of a mass shooting where 4 people were shot and 28 others were injured. And also video from a vigil where people came together to mourn the lives lost. Good evening. I'm Megan Scarano. The shooting happened Saturday night at a 16-year-old's birthday party. ABC 3340's Bobby Portovit joins us live from Dadeville now. Bobby, the vigil for the victims was attended by around 200 people tonight.
Now, live from across north central Wisconsin, News Channel 7 at noon starts now.
Any unpaid taxes you're going to pay interest on.
It's tax day 2023. We'll tell you what to do if you're not going to make the extended deadline to file. But first, we have some breaking news from Oneida County, where sheriff's officials say they will hold a news conference this afternoon about 2 bodies found there. Those remains were discovered yesterday in a wooded area in the town of Enterprise, which
You're watching News 25 on WXXV.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on News 25. I'm Lori Buring. A 20-year-old Biloxi man will spend the rest of his life in prison after being convicted of capital murder. But the sentencing also got a relative in trouble with the court.
Now at 6, waiting for an arrest. We are explaining the charges for the man accused of shooting Kansas City teen Ralph Yarl.
And a severe weather threat is just on the horizon. I'll be tracking it hour by hour.
It's a train station, it's touristy, and so you never really know what's going to happen.
Some restaurants shutting down, others moving. What you need to know about the NFL taking over Union Station. Your news at 6 starts right now.
You're watching Kansas City Television live. This is KCTV5 News at 6.
In Clay County, we enforce the laws and we follow the laws, and that does not matter where you come from or what you look like or how much money you have. Everyone is held to the same standard.
The nation is focused in on the story of Ralph Yarl, and this morning the search is on for 84-year-old accused of shooting him.
And this morning you can hear from Ralph for the first time. He is giving his first interview to CBS Mornings. That's ahead at 7:30.
Ralph has been released from the hospital and is recovering at home. We will be covering this story throughout the morning here on KCTV5. Nathan Brennan is previewing a peace walk being held at his high school. We'll be with him soon.
Watching the South Texas News Leader. This is 3 News at 6.
Another coastal Bend area school district weighing the possibilities of what a 4-day school week would look like for them.
Plus, major updates to the progress being done on the Yorktown Mud Bridge. City leaders announcing today some welcome news to Flower Bluff residents.
And growing concerns among residents of coyotes roaming Port Aransas. They're out there, authorities doing what they can, but they're limited. We're going to tell you why. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rudy Trevino.
And I'm Leslie Adamy. We begin tonight with another school district in the coastal Bend.
This is K2 News at 6 on your side.
The man who pleaded guilty to shooting and killing a woman and injuring 4 others at a protest near Normandale Park in Portland last February was sentenced to life in prison today. He will not get the opportunity for parole for 55 years. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for K2 News at 6. I'm Deborah Now.
And I'm Steve Dunn. That sentence followed an emotional day in court where several victims and their loved ones addressed the judge.
Deputies arrested 9 people over the weekend connected to a street racing event. What they're seeing more and more of coming up.
The battle over transgender rights is heating up in the state capitol.
I think this bill protects children from making decisions that would have irrevocable, life-changing consequences in their lives.
We're breaking down the back and forth between lawmakers and where the legislation stands today.
Who will control Central Florida's largest employer and who will oversee its ride inspections?
I think the question has to be answered by Disney. How much further do they want to go?
Only on West 2, why the state senator who supports the governor's takeover is putting the blame on Disney.
Local, live, late breaking. West 2 News starts now.
Local deputies arrest 9 people over the weekend tied to a dangerous new trend that puts plenty of innocent people in harm's way. It's a takeover style of street racing and stunt driving. Investigators say the takeover happened in a parking lot at Weatherby Road and South Orange Blossom Trail.
West 2's Anika Hope is live at the Orange County Sheriff's Office right now. So Anika, what's law enforcement saying about this trend that we're seeing?